this is Jody Sosna here with Mike Moulton from Bee Home Solutions, and this is video number 17 in our 20 video series that is addressing concerns that home buyers have here in the Charlotte, North Carolina market. One of the questions, Mike, that keeps coming up, especially here in Charlotte, and I know, is there a requirement when you buy a house to have an attorney?
Yeah, to do the closing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. North Carolina, you do have to have a licensed attorney to actually do the paperwork in standard real estate transactions. I have seen in certain scenarios with lease options and things like that, sometimes that may not be the case. It's always a good idea, though, to get a licensed attorney. Your agent may work with what they call a title company, but most I believe all title companies in North Carolina do have to have one licensed attorney on staff to handle the closing.
And when you are closing, the attorney is the buyer's responsibility to hire the attorney, or does that usually depend on what kind of purchase you're making?
Yeah, you know, historically and probably by the books, it is the buyer's choice. Now we're seeing, depending on with the high level of foreclosure transactions, some of the short sale deals as well as bank-owned deals are the seller is stating that they have to use their own attorney. And the reason is because these attorneys are either, if it's an REO or bank-owned, they're getting involved with the banks and they have a process in place that they've trained that attorney on, so it makes the transaction go nice and smooth.
And maybe shorter time frame.
Shorter time frame, so it's better for the buyer, and we're seeing that on short sales as well. A lot of times the attorneys are getting involved in the seller's affairs and helping. Their job is to clear title and provide a clean title to the new buyer upon sale. So when they're doing that, a lot of times they're getting involved beforehand on these short sales, and they're helping to clear a lot of the seller's affairs.
I see.
So it's like they're already involved before the buyer shows up.
So it's not unusual if you get into a situation where they're recommending an attorney for a
Yeah,
person.
it's always I've always found it's always better to have them to use the attorney. If they suggest it, it's always better as long as their fees are comparable. Because that's usually the buyer's number one concern is, are the fees comparable? Back in the day there used to be trust issues. Can I trust someone else's attorney? But there's so much been going on. I mean, people really, these attorneys can't be screwing around. They have to all follow the same guidelines and regulations to get things closed.
I see.
Yeah, that's basically how it goes.
So the answer is yes, you need an attorney in Charlotte, North Carolina to buy a home. Thanks, Mike, for that answer. And we'll be back with a couple more videos in our series for home buyers. And this is Jody and Mike signing out.